This is undoubtedly a treasure-level sci-fi masterpiece. It could easily rank in the top 3 of new sci-fi genres. The protagonist can instantly appear anywhere, even meeting his future self. He thought he had one power, but discovered space manipulation too. He can freeze everything around him, even reversing time effortlessly. Mike was ordinary, deeply loved his girlfriend, even bought her a BMW. He planned to propose, but got held up by some thugs while delivering. Mike, preferring peace, was surprised when Karami acted aggressively. Punched in the face, Mike fought back, but an accomplice stabbed him. As Mike fell, the scared thugs quickly fled the scene. Surprisingly, just before passing out, he returned to minutes earlier. Confused by his memory, Mike was confronted by the thugs again. The conversation repeated, but Mike yielded, promising future respect. As tension rose, his previous attacker unexpectedly intervened. The thugs left after warning, unaware Mike would later save them. After work, Mike proposed to his girlfriend at a restaurant. She accepted, they embraced happily, then his powers activated again. He time-traveled to a ruined future, noticed by other powered individuals. A mysterious figure's command turned their eyes golden. A woman flew. Shocked, Mike saw the flying woman and a man effortlessly lift cars. His superpower was incredibly powerful. A lightning bolt flashed in the sky. Mike was shocked. The lightning opened a time portal. The mysterious man turned to Mike. In an instant, he appeared beside the man. As Mike realized the man's similarity, he saw it was his future self. Several mysterious figures emerged from the time portal. As Lightning Man used his power, an energy blast hit the time portal. The space barrier closed, but the opponent attacked immediately. Future Mike raised his arm, freezing space and time, shocking the man. Mike was teleported to a cemetery. Mike asked how he got there. The man said it happens in 3 months. Mike had just proposed but saw his girlfriend's photo on a tombstone. The man believed he could prevent this, blaming the hooded figures. He gave Mike special names to find before the enemies could. If one dies, so will the girlfriend. Mike returned home. His girlfriend was scared. He quickly took notes. Mike explained his future experience, leaving his girlfriend speechless with shock. The stressed man wanted to shower but suddenly appeared in the living room. His girlfriend wrapped him in a blanket. He then sought informants for enemy intel, but just as he finished paying, another group came looking for them. The 2 informants luckily escaped the attack, but Mike was mistaken for their accomplice. As the nervous man tried to explain, the others opened fire. Mike teleported home, startling his girlfriend. He found a bullet in his hand. Just as the trigger was pulled, Mike unknowingly activated space confinement. Shocked, he looked at little Karami, holding the bullet at his fingertips. This bizarre experience left Mike dazed. Then he fainted from exhaustion. Waking up, he believed it was real, but his worried girlfriend urged him to stop. To calm her, he agreed, but the next morning, he activated his powers again. In an instant, Mike appeared thousands of miles away. He got out of the car immediately. He called a friend, thinking he'd time-traveled. Realizing he hadn't, he teleported back home. After much practice, Mike became more skilled. He finally found someone in the crowd. Mike's teleportation startled them. The man warned about superhuman hunters, but the other person didn't want details. Disappointed, Mike teleported away, leaving the crowd speechless. Mike then surprised his friend at the store. As his friend questioned how, Mike flashed again, proving his power. His friend suggested finding others, but Mike said he couldn't. Meanwhile, Mike's powers rivaled the Flash, able to run globally in seconds. He thought he had one power, but discovered space manipulation too. One thunderous strike shattered space-time. Mike used his powers for food delivery. Rhodes got a big order, but his car wouldn't start. He called the customer to explain. They suggested taking the bus. Given 30 minutes, Rhodes rushed to the bus stop but missed it. The anxious man ran, shouting loudly. Suddenly, he vanished, racing across half of Europe at incredible speed. When he stopped, he was thousands of miles away. Rhodes felt a sharp pain in his leg, quickly realizing the issue. Standing up, he felt strangely out of place, wondering where he was. A young woman in her 20s walked by. Rhodes asked her where he was. Her answer shocked him. He finally returned with help, but his companion doubted his story. Rhodes insisted it was true, but his companion calmly explained it away. Suggest he try again. The man only ran a short distance after preparing, while his companion had already realized he was joking, praising his speed as fast as lightning, even saying Rod's acting could win an award. Then a police officer approached the man's car, and as he was about to write a ticket, Rod shouted and rushed to stop him, but vanished into thin air the next second. As onlookers were stunned, the man sped off with his power, instantly traveling thousands of miles. Rod confirmed it wasn't a hallucination. The man looked around excitedly, his eyes turning gold, then used his power to return to the car. The rush of air blew the officer's hat off, sparing the car from getting a ticket. Rod, now mastering his power, showed his companion he could move at high speed in tight spaces. His friend praised him like a superhero, and the man calmly continued his performance. The excited buddy wanted to see more, but Rod spun 360 degrees indoors and suddenly fell to the ground. As his friend checked for injuries, he saw a wound on Rod's forehead. He called for help, but the wound miraculously healed instantly. The shocked man fell back, realizing Rod had super healing abilities. Non-fatal injuries heal in a minute, but overuse makes him starve. They ordered a table full of food at a restaurant when a customer called to order goods. The man promised free delivery if not there in 5 minutes. They decided to use this as a future marketing gimmick, but Rod instantly ate all the food with his power. His friend warned him to be careful, fearing he might be taken for experiments if discovered. The overstuffed man couldn't listen, leaving his friend shaking his head helplessly. Unbeknownst to everyone, all of this was being monitored by a mysterious organization. The man completed 800 orders in just one day, earning more money than he had in the past month. Rhodes's phone was constantly buzzing with new orders, and the two were on the verge of striking it rich. The man abruptly ended the conversation after receiving a call, and in an instant, he appeared before the client. Rhodes completed order after order, his busy figure seen all over the city. However, what he didn't realize was that his unusual behavior was constantly being watched by the mysterious organization, and there seemed to be a huge conspiracy lurking behind it all. The man had just caught his breath when an eerie plot emerged behind him. As Rhodes reeled in shock, a time-space portal suddenly materialized with lightning at its center. A mysterious figure leapt from the portal onto the ground. The terrified man tried to activate his powers to flee, but after several attempts, he found them all failing. The enigmatic assailant, wielding flames, advanced towards him, but just as Rhodes was about to despair, the man was suddenly knocked aside, causing the mysterious attacker's fiery assault to miss. The newcomer was none other than Mike, possessor of teleportation abilities. The mysterious figure launched another blaze, but Mike teleported away with Rhodes. The duo materialized in Mike's friend's bar, their sudden appearance witnessed by little Carla. Carla told her friend they had appeared out of nowhere, but he dismissed it, assuming she'd had too much to drink. This man's powers were even more astonishing. One moment the enemy stood dumbfounded, the next the man vanished into thin air, leaving little Karami stabbed and collapsed on the floor. Amidst the bizarre scene, the crowd scattered, leaving only the leader behind. He tried to escape but was sent back to the northwest. His ghostly figure blended into the shadows, while at the same time a man approached an ATM. But as he followed the instructions, he discovered not only was his account empty, it showed a theft had occurred. The man's eyes flashed gold with rage, and he smashed the machine with a single punch, instantly splitting the entire building in two. The man stared at the surreal scene. At that moment, countless banknotes fell from the machine onto the ground, unaware a secret group was watching everything. The man hid the money and went to the factory. He effortlessly broke chains, bent pipes, tore off car doors, and totaled a vehicle with one elbow strike. Meanwhile, a woman arrived at her boyfriend's house, shocked to see another woman there. When her boyfriend tried to explain, she angrily pushed the other woman far away. Stunned by the scene, the woman's sister took her to a bar. While in the restroom, her sister was threatened by thugs. The woman returned, slapping the men. As they turned to leave, one man's eyes suddenly turned gold and he flew into the air. The man flew towards them for revenge, but the woman swiftly knocked him away with a single slap. A secret organization, studying cell mutations, quickly learned of the man's death. They had a prison for superhumans, guarded constantly. Any escape attempts were met with lethal force. All captives were studied like lab rats, but one man's arrival changed everything. Mike woke up one day with superpowers, unexpectedly finding himself in the future. There, Mike met 4 people with lightning powers and, amazingly, his future self. His future self took him to a cemetery, revealing his girlfriend would die soon. To change this, linked to the secret group, he must find the lightning people. As Mike searched, the lightning man met a super strong man. A controlling woman and her sister hid nearby, while an invisible man seeking revenge also appeared. The group, still strangers, tensed as the strong man lifted a safe and the invisible man readied his gun. Their first encounter ended in chaos. As they fled, the invisible man, noticing he was followed, quickly turned and fired before vanishing. Mysteriously, an air bullet struck him. Surprisingly, they could see the Invisible Man clearly. She kicked him, but as she pulled him back, he suddenly attacked. Another figure emerged, deflecting a thunderous attack. It was Mike and others. 2 activated powers. Mike trapped the enemy, shocking his companion. Mike teleported with him to find the last partner. Lightning Man was ambushed. 2 more allies arrived. The controller girl angrily slapped the enemy away. 4 fell from a light attack. She helped Lightning Man as another approached. Her powers were blocked. The enemy attacked, but space was confined again. Mike brought them home. Lightning Man healed quickly. The Invisible Man returned. The organization was shocked by the battle. Leaders realized the threat after seeing their teamwork. They sent capable attackers against the enemy. A violent explosion knocked Mike to the ground. Mike's girlfriend ran towards him, screaming. Mysterious figures surrounded them. The enemy controlled elements. Xiaohei was an ally. The tense group prepared defenses. Xiaohei copied powers and attacked them. The controller deflected the attack. 2 mysterious people approached Mike. His girlfriend tried to block but was knocked out. Xiaohei copied fire powers and attacked again. Lightning Man and others dodged skillfully. The enemy carried Mike, ready to take him to the lab. The stealthy man activated his invisibility. Xiaohei's attacks couldn't find their target. The woman dodged the incoming fireballs. Cunning Xiaohei thought of a self-defense tactic. He used flames to quickly draw a circle around himself. The only goggles that could see the Invisible Man fell. The enemy was about to pick them up when the woman slapped them away telekinetically. She then crushed the goggles under her foot. The mysterious man was impaled by a steel pipe. He retreated northwest with a resentful gaze. A strong wind blew the woman apart. As the wind continued to intensify, she was slammed against the wall by the gale. Just as he was about to retreat northwest, the wind and rain subsided, falling to the ground. The Invisible Man finally revealed himself. Thunderman's lightning attack missed him. No trace of the Invisible Man could be found. The Mystery Man planned to return with the unconscious. As Thunderman opened a time-space portal, the surrounding space was suddenly locked down. Mike awoke from his unconscious state. The locked space seemed particularly strange. The man woke his girlfriend, urging her to leave. He freed Strongman and asked for an explanation. The enemy had threatened his family, forcing him to work for them temporarily. Mike finally convinced Strongman to join them. The space lock was lifted due to time constraints. Mike teleported away with Thunderman. The Invisible Man's power was neutralized. The repeatedly defeated man was slapped by Xiaohei, crashing into Mike's girlfriend's car. Xiaohei raised his weapon ready to strike, but Strongman stopped him. He threw the man several meters, slamming him down. Lightning Man also regained consciousness. He pushed the approaching Mystery Man towards Strongman. Together, they threw him into a building. The telekinetic woman woke up and used her power, instantly sending the enemy back to the northwest. The trio's teamwork quickly became seamless. Sensing defeat, Black swiftly surrendered. He mentioned a device to return to base. Lightning Man quickly retrieved it. Mike shouted a warning, but Black killed Lightning Man instantly. The others were swiftly taken out too. A woman cried out in anguish. Black then targeted her as his love faced imminent danger. Injured Mike activated time reversal. He went back, stabbing Black minutes earlier. He informed the others of events, but Black fired a shot before dying. Mike turned to find his girlfriend hit. He couldn't reverse time for her. His power only worked on himself. His girlfriend collapsed in his arms. He realized a harsh truth then. Mercy to foes is cruelty to oneself. Mike decided to investigate the mastermind. They might defeat the secret organization. Meanwhile, in a mysterious lab, Black's clone miraculously revived. The mastermind was a beautiful woman. She denied Black's redemption request. She sent a message to his hometown. Season 1 of Supercellular Humans ends. Your support motivates my commentary. No review replaces the original. Interested viewers should watch it. Thanks for support. More sci-fi coming.